After more than a decade, it looks like the franchise is looking to transform itself and bring us back all the way in 1994 for a story that starts based in Brooklyn, New York. Bumblebee, the first Transformers spin-off film, finally got it right after 5 incredibly contentious films. Bumblebee, which centers on the titular Autobot soldier, who's best known for changing into a Volkswagen Beetle or a 1977 Chevrolet Camaro, demonstrated how a Transformers movie could satisfy both fans and critics. Bumblebee has buzzed into theaters, bringing a brand new kind of Transformers film to audiences, one focused on its protagonists rather than screen-shaking action sequences. The shy but powerful titular Autobot is introduced in its origin story, along with the vivacious 18-year-old Charlie, who meets him in the junkyard she frequently visits while attempting to restore her late father's convertible. With Bumblebee, the first live-action Transformers film not directed by Michael Bay, director Travis Knight and screenwriter Christina Hodson have taken the franchise into a softer but still incredibly satisfying territory, and their decisions have worked brilliantly. Bumblebee is hailed by both critics and viewers as being engrossing, endearing, undoubtedly energetic, infectiously witty, and possibly the best Transformers film in the entire franchise. Knight and Hodson created a prequel that is enjoyable from beginning to end by creating a movie that evokes nostalgia for the 1980s and the Transformers animated series. And what a conclusion it had! Another departure from the usual Transformers fare, Bumblebee ended with a closed book for Charlie, what might be a new beginning for Bee, and the possibility that the franchise will continue down the novel path it lays out. According to the Illuminati, the working title for the next film is Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. Based on the description, it'll be a multi-continental heist adventure set in the same timeline as the Bumblebee film and set in the 1990s. Beast Wars has recently made a comeback in the Kingdom subline of the Transformers toy line and related media. In some ways, it makes perfect sense to reboot the franchise using that portion of the Transformers mythos because it's a beloved period in the franchise's history. Beast Wars is a promising first step, but how exactly it'll be incorporated into the following movie is still up in the air. In 2007, the studio released the first installment of the Transformers film series, which was directed by Michael Bay and starred Shia LaBeouf. After 5 installments in the main series, Paramount released Bumblebee in 2018, which was a soft reboot. However, the main series will return in 2023. With Rise of the Beasts, the upcoming film has a chance to fill the void in the franchise since it takes place between Bumblebee and the Michael Bay films. The film's initial release date was set for the summer of 2022, which seemed doable given that filming began in the middle of 2020. Before we go any further, we wanted to let you know that it's time for you to smash that like button if you haven't done it already. Transformers: Rise of the Beast will now be released on June 9, 2023, according to a later announcement by Paramount. This will be 5 years after the release of Bumblebee, so audiences may be primed for another Transformers film by then. Transformers 8 and Transformers 9 will be released after Transformers: Rise of the Beasts, according to a recent announcement by Paramount about the future and television productions. Although release dates for the upcoming sequels are not yet set, it's obvious that the studio intends to complete them more rapidly. Even so, it seems unlikely that Transformers 8 will be released before 2025, and Transformers 9 might not even happen until 2027 or 2028. We're aware that certain Autobots, Terrorcons, and Maximals from previous Transformers films, including Mirage, Scourge, Nightbird, Rhinox, and Aerozor, will make a comeback. Anthony Ramos, who portrays the role of Noah, an ex-military and also a family man, is the star of the Transformers: Rise of the Beasts human cast. The second main human character is Dominique Fishback, who will portray Elena, an artifact researcher. There will be a new and recognizable lineup of Autobots in addition to the human characters that have come to be considered pillars of the Transformers franchise. Ron Perlman and Peter Cullen, who previously voiced Optimus Prime and Optimus Primal, respectively, will both be making significant cameos in this movie.
Defend all they can be. The honor was bestowed upon me again after all those years.
Given that Bumblebee is considered canon and Rise of the Beast is billed as a sequel to that film, Grey Griffin and Dylan O'Brien may return to their respective voice roles of Bumblebee and Archie. This hasn't been verified though. The movie is reportedly looking to cast a new lead human character, so Haley Steinfeld won't be making a comeback. Many fans are curious as to whether John Cena will return to the Bumblebee movie as Jack Burns. After the success of Bumblebee, Cena said he would be open to returning to the franchise, though there has been no official confirmation. Transformers: Rise of the Beast, the 7th live-action installment in the franchise, is the first brand new Transformers film on Paramount's lineup. The film has been in production for a while now, ever since Joby Harold was commissioned to pen the script Later, Paramount announced that it would use characters from Transformers Beast Wars and hired Stephen Cable Jr. to helm the film. Along with other well-known Autobot and Decepticon characters, the film will still include familiar Transformers like Optimus Prime and Bumblebee, but it will also include fresh characters like the leader of the Maximals, Optimus Primal, and members of the Predacons and Terrorcons. As the movie tells a story set in 1994, Transformers Rise of the Beast takes place between Michael Bay's Transformers and Bumblebee in the timeline. Anthony Ramos plays Noah, an ex-military electronics expert from Brooklyn in the movie. Elena, an artifact researcher for a museum, who's played by Dominique Fishback, co-stars with him. Together, they get tangled up in a Transformers-related global adventure. This is where Beast Wars' influence on Transformers 7 comes into play, as animal-themed beings will appear throughout as an old conflict rises. To reinvent itself without having to start over with the entire fictional universe that has taken more than a decade to develop and has made billions of dollars, the Transformers franchise had to adapt Beast Wars. Even though there are undoubtedly other Transformers tales that could be told, the adaptation of Beast Wars also fixes the crucial issue of the monotony of the Autobots versus Decepticon conflict. It also introduces the Predacons and Maximals from Beast Wars, which have highly advanced transformational abilities that viewers haven't seen before. In the end, the Transformers movies are all about outdoing one another. Since the first live-action film debuted back in 2007, fans have been captivated by the ongoing conflict between the Autobots and the Decepticons, with Michael Bay adding his unique perspective on iconic Transformers lore like the Fallen and Unicron. The series appears to be departing from Bay's artistic vision for the movies and moving toward one that is more directly inspired by the classic iconography of the original cartoons, as well as some of the more unexplored mythology of the universe, with the release of 2018's Bumblebee, which acts as a soft reboot in a sense. The Beast Wars character's introduction might seem excessive given the already confusing mythology of the current live-action Transformers franchise. However, this is a fantastic opportunity for director Stephen Cable Jr. to bring something completely new to the Transformers franchise, forcing it to explore new stories in the process. It would be even more mind-blowing to see Optimal Primal destroying Predacons as a silverback gorilla instead of a car, as awesome as it is to see Bumblebee change into a Camaro in the middle of an action scene.
Any more questions you want to ask?
The animated series even introduced the idea that Predacons could reprogram Maximals in stasis and turn them evil, an implication that is more morally gray and thought-provoking than anything introduced in any of Michael Bay's Transformer films. Beast Wars Transformers did for the world-building of the Transformers universe what the prequels did for Star Wars, and now that the movies are ready to let the toys loose on the world, it greatly expands the storytelling potential they can now deliver. And because of this, you need to smash that subscribe button and notification bell so you'll never miss any of our videos in the future. The Transformers series future is completely unknown at this point, but Transformers Rise of the Beast could be the first step toward a bold and exciting new horizon for the 14-year-old franchise. See you in the next video.